I would love to tell you that this film wasn't inspired by real life events, but I'm afraid it probably was. Spoilers ahead. Eyes Wide Shut is Stanley Kubrick's last film. He quite literally dies a few days after showing the final edit to Warner Brothers and the actors. Some conspiracy theorists say that the cut that we got wasn't Kubrick's final one, but I won't get into that. The plot goes a bit like this: a well connected doctor, who is well connected, as doctors usually are, goes to a rich people's party, saves a girl his rich friend was doing something with, and then gets into a fight with his wife about jealousy. She tells him how she fantasizes with another man. That makes the doctor question everything, and he starts going on long walks at night where he finds interesting characters. He re encounters this pianist and finds out he's working for some weird people that make these weird parties. He gives Bill the address, and Bill already knew the password. He finds a costume, goes there, and sees the secret world of the elite. Then they discover him. A girl takes his place so that he is not hurt. He leaves and tries to put everything together, eventually finding out that, surprise, his rich friend was there all along. He tries to convince him that it's not what he thinks, so that's the plot. But what is Eyes Wide Shut about? That requires a longer answer, and let me just tell you, I don't really know. Pretty much nobody fully knows, and whoever is telling you that they know, they're absolutely lying to you. We can view it from two angles: the secret society's angle, the kind of angle that if you get too close to it, you mysteriously disappear, and the more psychological angle. I'll leave the secret society's angle for last because let's be honest, it's the most appealing one. So, psychologically, it's evident that the film shows rather vividly a way of materializing insecurities, sexual tensions, and infidelity. It's no coincidence that the password to the sex party was Fidelio. It's derived from the Latin word fidelis, which means loyalty or faithfulness, something like that. Bill struggles with the thought of his wife fantasizing about other men after he was seemingly unaware that such thoughts could even be possible. So he starts exploring his sexual impulses from a rather safe distance, to be honest. He never really cheats on his wife, but he plays with the idea of actually doing it. In an almost perverse way, he almost grasps cheating on her. He had all the possibilities to do it, and the film shows several. It shows the prostitute, it shows the daughter of the costume store owner, the sex party, of course, and well, the girl from the party before his wife told him about the other man. The film shows sex as a very vibrant yet repressed theme. It shows a very sexualized society in which it's readily available, but it's mostly kept for the night or private scenarios. Even during the sex party, everyone is wearing a mask. They are not shy to do the most unspeakable things, but they are shy to be recognized. Some people even argue that some big chunks of the movie happen during a dream. And it could make sense. Kubrick used rear projection for the scenes in which Bill is taking a walk, for example. That wasn't necessary. The director had the budget to shoot the real thing. So why would he do it like that? For those who don't know, rear projection is when you have a screen behind the actor and project the background onto a screen from behind, making it seem like he is there instead of on the movie set. This gives those sequences an unsettling feel. They look real, but they don't feel fully real, just like a dream. And him walking past the same places and interacting with the same people also contributes to the whole dreamlike reality of it all. You know how when you have a repetitive dream, it usually goes the same? Well, it's something like that. It could also explain how Kidman's character sort of knows what's going on at the end, and we don't really know how. How could she know that? The truth is, the film makes it very hard to distinguish between fact and reality. That's for the psychological angle. The juicy conspiracy angle is very obvious. That's why I think it's mostly the psychological one. The film exposes these secret, depraved societies that we know from recent events are very much real. Epstein and now P. Diddy. Also, those guys who meet once a year in the middle of a forest. You know them? I'm gonna put a picture somewhere. The Freemasons and etc. etc. There are enough stories about parties like this one that mostly prove that this stuff actually happens. It's clear that I'm not rich or influential enough to get invited to these parties, but Kubrick certainly was, or at least he knew about this. I'm not saying he participated in any of it. I'm simply saying that being one of the best directors in history might allow him access to certain information, particularly since actors are very prone to these things. That party scene is insane, but it's so well crafted. Every little detail makes it so that it's evident that Kubrick had knowledge on how these things went down. We're talking about the same man who did tons of research for every single one of his films, and I'm sure this wasn't the exception. These groups have power because the people inside of them are powerful. That's kind of the whole point. For these people, everyone is expendable. If they no longer serve a purpose, they are gone. The prostitute that offers herself to redeem Bill is a clear example of that. How do we actually know that it was her? Well, that's what boobs are for. Hang in there. Give me a minute. You might feel like the amount of nudity here it's gratuitous or just to justify the whole point about this sexualized society, but I think it serves a higher purpose. During the party, the only thing we can see is everything but the face. We see Mandy's breasts during the normal party, and then we see them during the sex party. For science or whatever this is. And I'm pretty sure that's the same person. It's the same actress too, so maybe I didn't have to compare. I know Victor tells Bill that she is that girl, but can we really trust him? He talks about Nick, the pianist, in the past tense, the same way he talks about Mandy. But he insists that they didn't kill him, so I think he's dead. And he got unalived by the same people who killed Mandy. How did Victor know exactly how Mandy died? The whole how the door was locked from the inside and all of that. The movie doesn't give a lot of answers, but most of them are given during that chat between Bill and Victor. To think that something like that or worse is happening right now is unsettling. Just like when the costume store owner offers his clearly underage daughter, or incredibly young daughter at least, to Bill. And he seemingly struck a similar deal with the Asian man the other night. That also shows how morally corrupt our society has become. I would say the movie society, but pretty much the same thing. And everything is excused because of wealth. Now, technically speaking, the film is brilliant. I mean, it's a Kubrick film. The man was great at it. And whatever the conspiracies about the extra minutes from this film that were edited out are, which by the way, no credible source has confirmed, Eyes Wide Shut is very much a Kubrick film. Maybe not the level of perfection as 2001, but it's a film that is distinctly his. The precision in the editing and the way the characters blend with the story is excellent. The music selection is excellent as well. The whole piano leitmotif and the waltz were excellent choices. In terms of rewatchability, it's about an 87%. It's not the most fun film or jaw-droppingly amazing, but it's clever and very interesting. Certainly, you'll find more about it the more you watch it. Whether it is secret societies, fragile masculinity, or sexual repression, the truth is Eyes Wide Shut is a lot better and real than critics thought back then. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.